Welcome to our Thursday night live stream.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are
Two
Crazy Ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and every Monday we go live on Keto Beyond the Couch because life exists beyond the couch.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way every single time I am tickled pink to see you, you'll be alerted to it.
Hey Siri, turn off studio light.
Am I too bright?
It is way too bright.
Are we shining? Oh, is that better?
That is much better.
Ooh, I look so much more tan.
Welcome to our Thursday live stream. It has been a minute.
It had too long for my heart,
Chris
Joe.
is like, no more technical problems. Right as we go to launch, like Chrome decided to update.
And
now it took away all my permissions for the camera and everything. So
yeah.
I had to go ahead and do everything.
Progress. So. It has been a week, friends.
It's been a couple of weeks.
You know, it's funny.
We haven't been live in 2 weeks.
I know. And I have missed you guys. What is going on? Are kids back in school? Are teachers back working? What is going on? We're still in a heat wave. So I know a lot of people like Sabrina is like, I have seen no change. Maybe summer has come to an end, but not around here.
So last week we were camping in Utah with the Bears and the Larrabees at Lake Powell.
Time.
It was a lot of fun. We had videos go up all the time, and Christy just said we shut off all the lights in her house.
Right. Sorry.
And it has been a week. So I was considering trading in my truck because I was offered as much money or almost as much money as we paid for it 6 years ago.
That's crazy talk.
Which is ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
And we really need a four-wheel drive. More importantly, we need a diesel because we want to start doing a lot more RVing, including boondocking.
Which is basically not having electricity.
Right. And so we're going to be upgrading our RV, but listen, once you get out of Florida, you kind of need torque.
You do.
And also my
truck. It's
truck.
not flat.
My truck would only tow the RV about 100 miles before you need gas. So we were planning on doing that. So we landed on Monday at 5:30, and I said, I'm wide awake, couldn't sleep on the plane. Let me go start stripping stuff off my truck to discover 1.5 inches of water on the floorboard of my truck.
So that has to be dealt with.
The roof leaked, and it wasn't an open window. So we kind of jumped with that. And we're like, okay, we got offered money for the truck sight unseen. We're going to strip it. And I proceeded to drive 3.5 hours to Sanford, Florida to trade my truck in to get a new truck. And they only took $500 off.
I would like to publicly say thank you so much to our daughter, Michelle, who did not allow this man to drive home Monday night, but forced him to stay a couple of hours on their couch.
Yeah, I got to their house at like 10 o'clock at night.
Because at this point, you're just running on adrenaline. Because we did not sleep Sunday night. We got in at 5:30 in the morning, and then you gone. You on a road trip.
I went on a road trip.
Does not come home until Tuesday, at which point we discover Anthony needs to have something repaired on his truck. So guess what happened all day Tuesday?
Joe put air shocks in Anthony's car.
Until 10 p.m. at night.
Yeah.
Then it was just like one day after another trying to play catch up until this morning when Joe discovers...
Well, I go up on the roof of the RV to start measuring out for solar panels because we've already ordered solar panels because they were on sale, to discover a hole about the width of this pen, this wide, in the roof, which has caused a rotting spot this big in the roof.
Do you ever notice how, like, when it rains, it pours?
Well, it was raining when I discovered it.
It was raining when we discovered it. So it has been a
Fortunately,
week.
we have insurance on the RV.
Praise God for insurance.
So we get a new roof.
But it has been stressful.
Yeah.
So good stress, bad stress, all the stress.
Yep.
All at once, right? We've got like then we've got Caleb going back to school. We've got Anthony like taking on more at his work. It's just, my mother was not feeling well, like a lot. You have to keto in the midst of it.
Yep.
We don't get to tap out because the one thing you definitely don't want to do is lose health momentum. And I think that a lot of times that's the first thing you do is throw your resolve out the window whenever there's a stressor. And I'm so thankful for this community. I am so thankful for this way of eating that in spite of all of the stress going on, I don't feel like a dumpster fire.
Right.
I feel good in my body. Are you feeling good?
I feel great. Monday, I just fasted all day.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's what happens whenever I'm shopping for a car and playing games with these companies. And as you're driving up, you're calling different places. And they're like, oh, well, yeah, that one sold. We ended up getting, like, the truck for $6,000 under sticker. And it had aftermarket stuff put on it that the dealer didn't even realize was on it.
To God
so
be
we
the
got
glory.
like free leather, free tinting, like because they didn't know that it had been added to the truck.
They didn't know what they had.
No.
And they honored the deal.
And they honored it.
I'm so thankful, really, really thankful for this week. And again, just excited to be here right now and to be with you guys.
So all of that was to really say
Yes.
that's why there hasn't been videos this week
because
because
there's no more hours in the day.
we were supposed to edit videos. So we've got to edit the vlog. We've got to edit from Orlando. And so all of that will probably, and you got to go see Michelle tomorrow. We'll probably start getting videos back up like Sunday and then back onto our regularly routine.
Scheduled programming. I do know that there is something.
Now we have to drive to Tampa in a week and a half to Fort Myers to drop off the RV for them to put a new roof on it.
Fun. There is something unusual that's happening today. Something very special, Joe.
Okay.
It is Sarah Joy's birthday today. Can we sing? I know that, like, we pale in comparison because she spent her birthday with her handsome husband who needs to get his ticket to Keto Orlando Summit for next year, and with Mickey Mouse. So there's no way that we can compete with this.
Right.
However, let's go ahead and sing to Sarah. You ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sarah. Happy birthday to you and many more. So many more.
Which reminds me, she's having a meetup.
Yes, she is.
In a couple weeks.
Yes, it is like the 23rd, I believe, is the
which
day
we're
of
supposed to be going
September.
camping for, so hopefully we can get the RV
Looking forward to it. Seeing
fixed.
everybody.
I mean, I just put duct tape over the hole.
That's why you fixed everything.
While I could put roofing tape over it, but the insurance adjuster has to come out and look at it, and if you put that a Turnabond tape over it, he's not going to be able to see the hole. So I just put over something to block the rain.
Some things, duct tape.
There's no water
can't
inside
fix.
though.
Praise God, because that could have been a hairy nightmare right there.
Yeah. So okay, let's get into some questions. If you are new to our channel, our Thursday live streams are just for hanging out with our subscribers. We want to answer all of your questions on Keto, Carnivore. You can pretty much ask us anything within reason. The best way for us to see your question is to use that super chat function down below. We greatly would appreciate that. All that is it's a little donation to the channel. It highlights our screen. But don't worry, those are not the only questions. Those are just the best ones for us to be able to see right away because the chat is scrolling so quick.
I forgot one more thing, Joe,
What?
on top of all of this stress.
Oh, Anthony broke a belt on the mower and I had to spend 5 hours getting a belt today?
Okay, so there's that.
Yeah.
Also, went to go try to fix my nails, realized that an air pocket had formed between my nail bed and my fake nails. Excuse me, these are my real nails now. And they had to save me because an infection had set in and before I had permanent nerve damage to my hands. Hello.
Nice.
What else?
Are you ready for questions?
Yes.
Okay, Janice wants to know,
Hey,
I've
Janice.
been eating keto for 5 years. I'm a diabetic who takes metformin. Blood tests show fasting insulin 4.7.
That's great.
C-peptide 1.56. Other tests were normal. My A1C is 6.5. What am I doing wrong?
Nothing.
Might just need to heal. What are you eating? You may listen, first of all, we are not doctors, nurses, or health professionals.
Nope.
A lot of your other tests look good. Obviously, you probably want to get your A1C down a little bit. I would be curious to see, what are you eating? Are you eating enough fat? Are you eating way too much protein in relation to your fat? Are you eating things like carb breads, low carb wraps? If you're eating low carb breads and low carb wraps, throw them in the garbage, because they're all garbage.
Yeah.
All of them.
We've had a lot of friends who...
Unless you're having something like the one from like Foxhill Kitchens, where it's like flaxseed.
But the
and that
ones
stuff.
from like, you know, where they're saying that there's zero carb that you can get at like a regular grocery store.
If you look at the ingredients and it says any kind of wheat in it, throw it in the garbage.
We are
It's not low
finding
carb.
more and more people who have only eliminated the low carb tortillas and the low carb bread from the stores, and they are seeing an impact in their blood work.
Yeah.
So try that first.
The other thing, Janice, is have you tried wearing a CGM to see where your glucose is throughout the day? Like, how stable is it?
Right.
If you're eating mostly meat, like some people are, like Dr. Berry, have been theorizing that your red blood cells live longer, which results in a higher than A1C.
It's kind of exciting.
Even if your glucose is still in the 80s or 90s. But I'm curious also, where was it ahead of time?
Right, I was going to say, because that can, you know, again, there's
something that helps with
going on.
glucose is this.
Yeah.
Good idea.
It's a good idea. It's also very tasty.
It actually does help to lower your glucose. We've done some tests. We actually have a full video that we're working on right now, doing some reviews on it. But it actually does help to lower your glucose.
Ooh, we've got somebody that has just started this way of eating 16 days now, but I've had 3 episodes of my heart beating really fast. I can feel it beating in my chest. Is that normal?
Probably short on electrolytes. Dawn said,
Hey, Dawn.
It was 99 degrees real temperature, and I didn't know what the heat index was this afternoon in Spring Hill, Florida. It was hot outside today.
Very, very hot. Super sweaty. But it's different. Now we're back to wet sweat. Hot. When we were in Utah and Arizona, I did not break a sweat, although it was 120 degrees. Very, very different.
Let's see. We're going to go down. Keto Vorgonian.
Oh, I like that name.
My dehydrator arrived today. I can't wait to dry some meat like Dro and Rachel.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
We ate so much dried meat.
It was fun.
On the trip.
One of my favorite moments was when Sam Baird, the youngest of the Baird children, was like, do we have any more of that crunchy meat? I want some of the crunchy meat. Because, you know, like the chips, the carnivore chips.
I'm going to try to put that on.
Let's see. Go for it. Does it work? We shall see. He's pushing all the buttons right now.
I'm pushing all the buttons.
All the buttons.
We're going to put this, let's see. Karen said, I've been lowering my veggies for the last 3 months and last 2 weeks. Cut green tea, cold turkey, oxalate dump. Oh my.
I'm sorry. And when that happens, like sometimes you can even have some like skin issues. I've heard of people like even, you know, breaking out in a rash. Oh, good. Good job. One of the buttons worked. We don't know which one.
This thing is not working.
We couldn't repeat it, but it's working now.
Yeah, I mean, it could be oxalate dumping. Oxalate dumping stinks.
It does.
And the only thing you can do is kind of get through it.
But one of those things is like, let's get through it. And like, there's a lot of things I have not gone back to because I don't want to have to go through it again, right?
Matt said they just got a 5-pound CO2 bottle for the SodaStream E-Terra today.
Hey, that's good.
I have to get a 5-pound CO2 bottle for John Paul because we have the extra SodaStream now, so we're going to give it to them.
Oh,
now
good.
John Paul will probably drill holes through his countertop. And
so I'm taking that with me tomorrow.
No, because I haven't gotten a I haven't gotten my bottle.
I want you to highlight Purple Love and Nona's thing. I know that that's at the end.
I understand that, but this auto scrolls.
But I have to. I'm so stinking excited, and I know not because she's saying I'm tired and worn out. She's tired and worn out. These last 2 weeks have been so stressful. Debbie Gigantis, tomorrow is the last day at work. I am so flippin' excited for you. I am busting excited for you, young lady. New chapter to your life, retirement. It looks good on you.
That's awesome.
It looks good on you.
FMP Feel Good said, I wish I had some Keto Carnivore meat shirts, but I don't like paying more than $10 for a shirt.
We find
this shirt
cheapies all the
was
time.
actually a gift from Carnivore Werewolf. It's one of his shirts.
Yes.
Meat fuels your beast.
We love Carnivore Werewolf. Check out his channel if you haven't already. He's actually a long-distance trucker showing that it is possible to do keto almost completely on the road. And he shows a lot of tips for truckers. And I've really enjoyed hearing the feedback once we did a podcast with him, a video with him, and shared his story. We've had some feedback from like friends and relatives of truckers who have shared his channel, and now they are doing more of a keto protocol on the road as well.
Okay, for some reason, I can't get this one to pop up on the screen, but Lolo, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. It said, hey, Joe and Rachel, you've already touched on my problem. Any suggestions or help with emotional and stress eating? 2 days ago, I had a rough day, and at the moment, I didn't care what I ate. I got delivery.
Yeah, well, first of all, I think that that's really good to leverage in the moment, like get some kind of delivery service so that you're not even going into the kitchen. Like if it's like, if you know, hey, I'm gonna have some, a pound of brisket delivered to my house and just not interact with food. I think that's really smart. I think that that's something good that you can do and, leverage in that moment. What we have to do is find something to replace eating as something we reach for in a stressful moment. Because the fact of the matter is, we're not going to be able to live without stress. I would love for there never to be a day when we find that there's a leak in our RV roof, or that there's something wrong with our kid's vehicle, or that we find out that there's an inch of water in our truck. Like, there's no way that we're going to go without stress. So we've got to have other things in place to deal with that stress. It's not that eating, like stress eating, is so magical. It's just that is what we're familiar with. It has worked 100% of the time, and we have not looked for another solution. It was like the reason why I started getting nails in the first place was I wanted to stop biting my nails, and it worked. It worked to have something on my nails that were different, right? So we need to find something instead of eating. So there's the exploration. What is something that you can do to turn your attention to instead of eating? For me, Audrey Bear will actually say she noticed that I will do like word searches, word finds, or I will do coloring, because it's something easy that I can reach for in the moment and start turning my attention to it. I will put a puzzle together. You need something that you can reach for that will just take you out of that moment when you're stressed out.
Chris said,
hey, Chris.
Dustin and Matt, I would not recommend trying to claim keto kitchen gadgets as tax write-offs. Now, I am going to say I am not a tax attorney or an accountant.
No, you're not.
However, I would say if you start a YouTube channel, and if you use those kitchen gadgets on video,
save your receipt?
You could possibly write them off as something that is helping you to further your business. It is now I believe that would make it a business expense.
That you shouldn't buy something that you don't authentically want and will actually utilize. So, like, don't ever go into debt. But I would save your receipts and give them to your accountant, who is not this bald gentleman sitting next to me, and ask if that is acceptable.
Now, do I think they should be write-offs as medical devices? Yeah. Yes, I do. But unfortunately, I don't think we can do that. Dustin said, I get to meet Sarah at Disney.
Oh, how fun. You are a lucky man.
Joan, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. Said, I'm 79 years old, keto for over a year. I went back to work as a manager. I feel younger and capable of this new
that
job.
is so stinking awesome. I love that. And everyone you're working with is so blessed to know you, because they're going to be seeing you coming back, new chapter of your life, feeling great in your body, and they're probably wondering, what the heck am I doing wrong? They're going to ask you, What is your key to success and longevity? And why do you feel even more energized than I do if I'm not 79 years old and you get to share your story with them? I'm so excited for them.
Jazzy said, I
Hey,
went to the
Jazzy.
cardiologist with my grandmother today, and he told her to stop eating red meat. I was not happy at all, and when I tried to explain the benefits, he didn't want to hear it.
That is a poopy head that you're dealing with.
I'd find a new doctor.
Is
but
the
that's just
doctor named Dr. Poopy Head? Because that sounds like something a Dr. Poopy Head would say. How is your grandmother feeling? Is she feeling better? He's a poopy head.
What is this?
I'm sorry. There's no other way to describe it.
Nice. My thing is can you please show me the actual evidence and research?
And what?
Not theories.
Right. And what do you suggest we give grandma instead? Boost? Which is just a ball of sugar and nonsense.
Oh,
is
let's
natural?
eat a vegan diet where you need to heavily supplement. Like, to me, here's the thing: any diet that you have to heavily supplement with outside pills is probably not.
It's not a
diet that
sustainable,
our body is designed to eat.
Natural diet.
We weren't designed to eat food and then have to go to the store to buy a bunch of supplements because our food isn't giving us what we need.
How does this doctor suggest that grandma get the much needed protein that she needs to make sure that she's running at having her best life, right?
Certainly aren't going to get it from
What's feeding
beans.
grandma's bones?
Are you done? Okay.
Poopy head. Poopy head.
John said, Dr.
John.
Chaffee says he eats until his food doesn't taste good anymore. He doesn't count calories or protein. He judges his fat intake by the texture of his poop. Too hard, eat fat. Too soft, eat less fat. That is awesome. That is a great way. Matt said, I love the phrase Dr. Poopy Head.
Sorry. I don't know how else to say it.
Christy said, Joe, I think I want to get a pretty gold Vitamix for my 1 year keto-versary. When is the best time to buy a Vitamix? Should I wait for Black Friday sales? It depends on where you're going to buy it.
Yeah.
The gold one is, I don't know who's got gold ones.
I want a gold one.
I have a feeling that sounds like
That
a
is
QVC
rad.
kind of deal. Normally, all of the funny color ones come in specialty stores. My experience is going to
is like a Rolls Royce.
The best deals for Vitamixes generally come at the warehouses, Costco, BJ, Sam's Club. That's my experience.
Especially if they have a road show.
They tend to have them a little bit lower during their road shows, and they give you extra accessories for free. With that being said, I always tell people, recommend, and again, take it for what it's worth. Make sure you buy one, if you're buying the low profile, which is the shorter, wider containers, don't buy a 64 ounce if it's just for you, because you have to add a lot of stuff for the liquid to cover the blades on the bottom of the other ones. Like if you want to make mayonnaise, you're not going to be able to make it in the 64 ounce wide one, because you're going to have to make like a quadruple batch. So that's why I like the smaller ones. But usually in those places, you can't really pick colors. It's like black, maybe white, silver. They don't give you a whole lot of options in colors there. Black Friday is probably a good time to get sales. The other thing I would always recommend with a Vitamix is you don't need all the gadgets and doodads and everything. You don't need the ones...
Did you say doodad? Did I marry a man that says doodad?
Yes. You don't need the one that does all of the different things. Yes, I am a technology geek and want every single possible option.
I'm rethinking my life.
Although with my truck, I actually opted for less options so that I could get diesel. But the thing is that these things like put it on a scale and all that stuff.
It's like on their website.
The most expensive place to buy Vitamixes is directly from Vitamix. I will say that. So if you want, do you want to pay for color? You can probably save $100, $150 or more buying it at a warehouse.
But it's going to be super pretty. No one is going to have that color.
How much is color worth? There are certain things, like, listen, I was just buying a truck. I was willing to step up in what I bought to not get white. I told Rachel, like, what are you getting? I'm like, I have never cared about color of a car. I'm like, walk on the lot. I want these options, whatever color it has. If it's burnt orange, I'll take it. If it's fire engine red, I'll take it.
I've almost gotten like a neon green car
My
because of this.
now my experience for us is when we need to buy a car, there's only one car. And I don't mean like there's only one car I want. I mean, I'm only allowed to look at one car. Like I go hunting, I try to look at 100 cars, and for some reason this one sold out. We can't find this one. We won't negotiate on this one, and God puts me in one car and one car only, and it makes it easy. I told Rachel, I'm willing to step up and buy a truck that has more options just to not get white.
Right.
So there's that.
I say go for the gold, babe. I say that, like, and you can imagine, like, even if you're...
But if you're trying to save money,
it's
don't
gonna
buy it
last
from them.
forever, and if you decide you want something different, that the resale on that, like, people are absolutely gonna rebuy that. Like, if you could sell that on OfferUp...
You're never going to resell it. You're never going to sell it.
You're never going to want to
Back to what I was saying, you don't need all of the different like things that they have on there, like put it on a scale and it. You're not going to use that on keto.
Yeah.
You're not going to use the things like hit the smoothie button and it runs it along. You need on, off, and a variable knob. That's all you need.
Which is
variable
always,
knob, on, off.
Which was always what was cool about the Vitamix. That it was as
They started adding all these things, like with your phone, you can turn it on and tell it to puree for 35 seconds. You're not going to use that on keto.
I want my Vitamix to text me.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm pretty.
Sabrina said, Indiana, Ohio peeps, don't forget, look at the Low Carb Event website, lowcarbevents.com. to find out about the Indie meetup on September 23rd in Westfield.
Ooh, we're all meeting up on September 23rd in different states. How cool is that?
Cindy said, Rachel, I have known many people that wind up with infections due to fake nails. Thankfully, you got them off.
I'm very thankful that they were on long enough for me to actually grow some nails that I don't bite anymore. And now that I am out of that disgusting habit, I have no plans on going back to that. I will say that like every single one of my fingers are so tender right now that I feel like when I pick something up, I have to be really conscious to like pick it up with my fingers and not touch my nails. But like, thank you. I'm really glad that they're off too.
Jamie, yeah, low carb wraps. First 12 ingredients is carbs, but there's 0 carbs.
Right, exactly. Well, we were looking, so I don't know if you saw my cute mama bear and me looking for peanut butter that had only 2 ingredients and no more than 2 ingredients on our recent YouTube short. It was super fun making that with her. She's as cute as she can be. And so she recently got rid of like all wraps in her life because she was trying to make it work and she was feeling like sweaty garbage. And so I was like, just get rid of the wraps. She did. Voila. Things are much better. But we were looking at them and you will see that it is like not much different. Even if you're looking at total carbs, you'll see it's right up there and sometimes more total carbs for this low carb wrap than it is for like the traditional Frankenfood one.
Yeah.
It's actually worse. Like they're going that extra mile to make it terrible.
Jamie said, when you come visit me in Ecuador for the Galapagos, you can bring me all of the crunchy meats.
We would love to. We would love to.
F&P Feelgood said, interesting tidbit, the AHA Hypertension Clinical Guidelines states that a low-carb diet has been effective for lowering blood pressure. Unfortunately, they still recommend DASH.
Right. I saw a meme that Dr. Barry put up on his Facebook page that was so good, and he asked the question, do you think, and it was doctors that were dressed up almost like they were like NASCARs with all of the different like companies that they're really representing like all over their lab coat. And it was like, do you think that doctors should have to disclose the fact that they are getting money or kickbacks from a pharmaceutical company if they are suggesting things? Like, should they have to disclose that information? And I'm like, heck to the yeah.
Is that box
Are you
over
just
here?
leaving?
No, I was
Bye.
looking for a box.
See you later.
That's Rudolph Foods. I was looking for the other pork rind box. Did the other pork rind box?
It did.
Where is it? I was going to show it.
Maybe in...
We came home to a lot of packages.
Oh, it's down here. I'll get it.
Can I have that?
You sure may.
So while you're doing that, Jay said, where do you store the larger CO2 bottle? On your counter behind the soda stream? I store it behind the soda stream because...
Since I got this new shirt, Mommy got it at, like, can I show... Oh, it came undone. Look at this detail at the thrift store.
That's
Still
very nice.
had the tag on it. Pretty impressed.
So we store ours on the counter directly behind or next to the Soda Stream.
Yes, we do.
Eventually, when I have time, I am going to redo our kitchen. When am I going to have time for that? But
You're so funny.
our kitchen needs to be redone. Like the cabinets, I mean, they're
falling
like
apart.
1978 or something like that.
Yes, they're mostly just holes.
So at that point, I will like drill a hole through either up or down and put it down there. But and that's what Chris did. Chris actually had Steve Larrabee come over and they drilled a hole and they store it above so that you don't have it. Is it ugly to have a 5-pound CO2 canister on your counter?
Maybe.
Yes. Does
Possibly.
it save us a ton of money? Yes. Do I care that it's on my counter? No. Does Rachel care? Probably.
Sadly, well, no. I've already, like, the thought of me having a gold Vitamix, like, that ship has sailed.
Yeah. And so I thought I saw somebody asking where we get it. Where I found it is, I got it at a local beer and wine store. Any place that sells or rents kegs of beer normally
Jamie's like,
will
hire
have
someone, Joe.
You can also, I don't hire people for that kind of work.
It's like against his...
It's against my nature.
It's so fun.
Because they're never going to do the work that I can do or the way I want to do it.
I know.
So anyway, back to the Soda Stream thing. You can buy an empty container on Amazon. It's going to cost you about $100, which is about the same as what it's going to cost you when you buy it at a local store.
Okay.
You're going to at least get a brand new one. And then you can refill it at welding shops. Anybody that, like, Dick's Sporting Goods, probably a BJ's across the street from it. Anybody that rents kegs will be able to refill it. Anybody who refills paintball canisters will be able to refill it. And there's lots of places that you can refill those. So I saw this. Tamara said, do you recommend a certain brand of cracklins? So are you talking about the ones, the pork chips that we use, the pellets to make them? There's only two that I found that we can, that you're going to be able to buy a small amount. So you can go to Rudolph Foods and buy a 10-pound bag, which will last you years.
Which is what I recommend, honestly.
It's the cheapest.
It is, and it's amazing, and they're super, super easy to make. We had such a fun time with it.
Now, before we left, there's a new product coming out.
Yes.
Okay, so before we left, I ordered these. This company here, Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. They show up in keto crates and stuff all the time. My problem with them is
sugar.
Well, it's not sugar.
And sunflower oil.
They cook them in like sunflower oil. So they're cooking. So I just wanted to try this flavor. And now I don't really want to have the sunflower oil, but once in a blue moon for a weird flavor, I will try it. So this
has a sticker on it.
They had these flavors. Anyway, what made me order it is they're coming out with these. Okay, we are going to do a video on this. Okay, so before you go and buy these, let me do a video on them. We're gonna work on that probably Saturday or Sunday. What this is pork pellets. So instead of buying
the 10-pound bag,
10 pounds, you buy. And we are not affiliated with them. We don't make any money from them. I ordered them myself to try them.
We just like bringing everybody every source that we can for making your own like do-it-yourself stuff. Like, and so this is just another one. The 10-pound bag was, I think, is gonna, it's gonna be the cheapest. But if you're like, hey, I only want a bag of this, I don't want 10 pounds
Well,
of
this is gonna last you a long time. I do not remember how much I paid for it. But these are gonna be much smaller. So these are gonna pop into pork rinds.
There you go.
Okay. So these will probably be the actual size of pork rinds
that you're
I want to put those back in.
Oh, sorry, baby. So, yeah, they're going to be like this size.
So what's happening is this company is taking the pork pellets that they're getting from places like Rudolph Foods,
cutting them up.
Well, you could buy smaller ones,
putting them
and instead of doing that, they're just throwing them in here and they're selling them to you. And this has enough to make 32 batches of pork rinds. So where each batch would be a half ounce.
There you go.
So
an option is coming.
An option, and they say again, air fryer, pan fried. People say you could do it in the microwave. Chris does it in the microwave. I don't think it's as good, but it can be done in a microwave.
I'm going to tell you.
So we'll make that video for next week.
If you can make them with the beef tallow, angels.
Or it's really good with bacon grease. It's really good with bacon grease.
I liked the beef tallow. Angels started singing in our kitchen. It was that good.
Okay, now if you want cooked, like already made cracklins, you just got to find ones where the only ingredients are salt and pork rinds.
Yeah.
If there's an oil listed, it's cooked in a bad oil. And then most of the time, unless you buy plain, there's maltodextrin in the seasonings. Now, how important is that to you? If you're eating, I would avoid it. If you're eating them once every couple of weeks, just how much is in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is another option.
Again, but I don't get it until
the other ones
them.
We've tested.
Right.
So, and I know they're delicious.
We make no money at all from that. We just thought it was a cool video to make that we'd been planning for months. Matt said some people eat because of stress. I get stressed because of 3D printing. Yeah,
I can see that.
I feel you.
In that, like, when Joe realizes that, like, he's, 20 hours into a print?
I've got a print going right now that's going to take, to finish the print, it's 49 parts and 150 hours of printing. And I was printing 8 colors. I was printing a very detailed piece before we left for Utah, and it failed 3 times. And I was just like, and now there's a piece of filament stuck in my 3D printer, and I was like, I give up for a while until I get home.
Right.
Kat said Carnivore Werewolf has been offline for a couple of weeks. Hope he's okay.
I've seen him on Instagram.
He was having some health issues. He said it's all solved out because he messaged me. Andy said, can you please explain about what is meant by a glucose spike? Working on A1C, sugar higher than normal, not sure what to aim for. Okay, so again, not doctors, nurses, or health professionals. Everybody's got a different definition of spike. When you're looking at your glucose and you're watching a CGM, which is going to be the best way to watch what's going on with your glucose, what you're looking for is pretty much, it's not going to be flat. You're not going to maintain 85 or maintain 90 throughout the day. It's going to go 80, 90, 92, 84, 78. It's going to be like this, but it's going to be like this. It's not going to be up and down. Now, are you going to have these ups and then coming back down? Yes, but these ups and coming back down should be stress. It should be working out, maybe taking a shower.
Good night, Carrie.
It shouldn't be your food.
Right.
If your glucose goes up more than 40 or 50 points when you ate something that you probably shouldn't have eaten. So after your glucose goes up, the next thing is how quickly does it come back down? When it comes to eating, if it goes up at all, it should be back to normal within 2 hours. Again, you should be looking at throughout the day, your glucose is, if you've got it, let's say your glucose is an average of an 85 or mine is an average of 90. You want to be within 10 to 15 points of that throughout the day. And then if you have a stress moment, like if I go diving, it'll go up and then drop down. If I get excited about something, it'll go up and then it'll come right back down. But it's with your food that you have to worry. Now, if it's constantly high, you got to figure out, what are you doing? What are you eating that it's always high?
I agree with John. Anything that's fried in that tallow is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, that stuff is magical.
So hopefully that answers your question. Jackie said, I think I may have actually found a good natural deodorant. I just started it this year. It's called Jukebox. And I absolutely love the soap too. Cold pressed, all natural. I've been using that Dr. Sasquatch or whatever it is. I love that stuff.
It's
now
deodorant.
Really good. I only wear deodorant when we're in close proximity,
and you're just
in like a keto event or something like that.
Because honestly, like a security blanket.
I don't need it. I don't have. I don't smell anything. Rachel would absolutely tell me, you smell, go put on deodorant.
Yes.
So we try to avoid it as much as possible, but I do, if we're going to be in a group of people, I'll put it on just to make sure.
I'll tell you, it was...
But I never wear any perspirant.
If there isn't a Keto Triumph Like the fact that we were on a houseboat with 11 people
And nobody smelled.
and it didn't stink. I think that is
I
a
only
super
took
win.
one shower all
I know.
week.
Don't spread that information. That's terrible.
We were swimming.
I know, but like that
You were
sounds like
showering
you're a
in the
dirty
same water.
person.
No, it doesn't. Like,
I have to
really
shave
doesn't.
my legs because I can grow my own pants. I can't go a couple days without showering. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, I even when we're boondocking, I gotta have a bucket of water because like furry pant legs.
A-Train said yes, us truckers can still do keto. The pork chip
Yay!
video was epic. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Thanks so much for being here.
Callie said, I was
Callie.
surprised when I started tracking my meals with how many calories my breakfast was for eggs, sausage, and bacon. Suggestions on balancing calories. Oh, should I fast?
Toss them out, Kelly.
Don't count calories.
Don't count calories. Eat until you are
I know I'm going to
authentically
really
full.
piss somebody off right now. Counting calories is stupid, and it doesn't work. Why? Because a calorie is not a calorie is not a calorie. There's differences in calories. Counting calories matters to a point when you are eating a bunch of junk.
But you're eating
But
sausage
if you're
and
eating
bacon and
2 or
eggs,
3 meals a day and you were eating till you're full,
you're not going to be confused.
your body is going to have a natural shutoff. What stops the natural shutoff? Sugar, carbohydrates.
Debbie doesn't
sweet
have
things.
to shave her legs. That's not fair. My mom
Jackie,
has
thanks
that
for the
too.
$2 super chat and said Dr. Squatch started jukebox.
Oh,
okay, that's very
that's
cool.
interesting.
So anyway, back to the counting calories thing. Yeah, you don't need to count calories. Our body is not a bomb calorimeter.
It's not?
It's not.
I was in a
We're
band
not an enclosed box. We set
called-
things on fire. Okay, just eat. Eat your meat. Don't worry about it. And the whole idea is that every meal has to be a certain amount of calories. It doesn't matter. You're gonna have days where you're gonna eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're gonna have days where you eat breakfast and lunch. You're gonna have days where you only eat dinner. When you're hungry, eat. When you're not hungry, don't eat. The only rule is when you are hungry, eat until you are full. Don't
Right.
go, hey, I had 2 eggs and a slice of bacon, and I'm still really hungry, but my macro calculator says this is all I can have. Unless there is something really specific you're trying to do, like Robert trying to become the leanest man alive. If you are just trying to lose weight and you are especially new to keto, eat until you're full. Just eat until you're full. And
No
stay
one's
away
having
from
to
all the other
shave.
stuff.
Is it just me?
Probably.
I literally...
I'm fine with you becoming a caveman.
I literally, and Miriam can confirm this, after a week, I literally had to stop at Walmart and get like waxing strips for my mustache because I look like Super Mario Brothers.
I think you're really self-conscious and there was nothing there.
It was a full
There wasn't.
hairy beard.
There wasn't.
It was a mustache. It was, I could twirl it.
No, it was
I could
not.
absolutely barber quartet it.
Are you done?
It's true.
FMP Philbud said, I gotta ask my question again since more people are here. Does anybody with chickens have issues with their dogs trying to eat the poop all the time? My chickens are free range in the yard and I can't leave my dog out. So, funny you should say this.
Did you seek Tabitha? Because Tabitha is pretty good about that.
I know. I've never noticed it, but Tabitha also isn't outside all the time with the chickens.
She's a little bit afraid of them.
However,
Okay.
the other day, we came home on Monday. I think it was Monday.
Okay, good.
Oh, no,
Christy,
Anthony went to work on...
Christy
Will you
could
stop
grow
with the
hair for money.
I think it was Tuesday. And Rachel goes out on the patio and said, did a chicken get in? Because a chicken obviously had just pooped on the... Remember that? On the patio, right in front of the door. Several hours later...
Yes, Dustin, my mustache is longer than
I
yours.
went out on the patio, and it was still there. And then Tabitha came out, and it was mysteriously gone. So I think that is a thing.
Ew.
Yeah.
Why is she on
I
cleanup?
don't know. Ask.
Yikes.
Dawn said, you're helping to escape mango ice cream that's in my freezer right now and calling my name. I got it from my daughter, Rachel. She had oral surgery
Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope she feels better. That is like super, super tough. And it's like That's the one thing they promise you, right? Is like, okay, you're gonna have this like really painful surgery, but you get ice cream, and you're like, I want to not have to have the surgery. Can I have that as like my treat?
Chris said, I used to get that with my old FlashForge Creator Pro. I got a Bamboo X1C, and it prints like a dream.
Prints like a
until you
dream.
try to print with 8 colors, a super complicated thing that's supposed to be a present for somebody. Then it just fails.
Was it a present for me?
No.
Okay.
Miriam said, I've been thinking about that too. What can I do instead of eating? Take a walk or take a bath?
Take a bath helps me also. I also enjoy like, getting like, get a fancy candle. Like usually changing my location. I'll call somebody that like I want to chat with, somebody that's good for a laugh. I go to iFunny and look at memes. That's usually a really fun thing to do for me too, because I just want to be someplace else, be distracted. That's all it is I want a moment of escape from the stressful situation. So I need to find something else other than food.
Franny said, I decided to cut way down on my dairy because I'm going to have some blood work. I'm doing okay, but now I'm doing your flourless chocolate cake. No dairy, but too much chocolate. Yeah, I would agree. While we're talking about dairy,
yes,
Miriam is in here. Miriam, I need a high five. High five me.
Can I have it?
Yeah, because but you don't have a cheese issue. Miriam and I have cheese issues.
I'm cheese adjacent.
So I ate all the cheese on the houseboat. I started off the first 2 days awesome, no cheese, and the bathroom enjoyed that. At least I enjoyed going to the bathroom.
You're a weirdo.
Okay, but then came jalapeno poppers and squeaky cheese, as Chris and Miriam call it, which is basically cheese curds that you don't put in the refrigerator, I've learned. I did not know that.
That sounds like the recipe for mold.
Cheese curds, well, what do you think cheese is? It's moldy.
Yeah, but have you ever had like moldy cheese?
So evidently you take cheese curds and you leave them out on the counter for a couple days and they get squeaky. And then after a few more days, you throw it out. It was delicious. I was probably eating, no exaggeration, 8 to 12 ounces of cheese a day. So I made a pledge to myself that when I came home, I would not have cheese for a while. And I have not had cheese since we got home.
And I will confirm that. And
except for I had one bite of the thing that you made yesterday for a video that we cannot discuss.
Oh, it's so good though.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And that did,
yeah. I didn't have cream, but I did not. I have not been. Cheese. I did not eat.
Had heavy
cheese.
cream.
I did not eat cheese.
And to add in, I did not realize that was what you were doing. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I ate all the cheese.
Had a sale this week. It was like 2 for $4 for blue cheese and goat cheese. I got both of those things. And it was buy one, get one free on like the Laughing Cow little like wedges. And I got those also. But I didn't, and I'm sorry, I didn't know that you were trying to no cheese it. Because I bought all the cheese. Do you know how many
of those Laughing Cows we have? Oh, no, I have those little...
No. Not the Baby Bell.
Oh, no. Yeah, I saw that. I figured it's not ours.
The little wedgie guys.
Sherry said,
hey, Sherry.
I stress ate 10 pieces of sugar-free candy on Monday. After getting my husband home from the ER, my poor stomach is still paying for it.
I'm so sorry about your husband, though. I hope that he makes a full recovery.
Adam said, I ate a few pieces of watermelon the next day. I noticed I paid more attention to carb foods, specifically keto-labeled items, while I ventured throughout the store. Is this normal?
I think a lot of people are looking at, like, keto labels. They're certainly marketing to us. I think that we have to be super careful. Make sure if my little peanut butter short did anything, I hope that it just reminded you to do the turn and look. The turn and look instead of the bend and snap, because you got to look at ingredients, because just because it says keto on it does not mean that it is actually keto. I was in Sprouts because we were in all kinds of grocery stores, and Sprouts has like a kind of a cool thing on all of their shelves. They will tell you like what way of eating is this really designed for. So they have like stickers for vegetarian, stickers for vegan, and they have stickers for keto. And I can't even tell you how many things were like had the little gray keto sticker underneath it that once you turn the ingredient label over, you're like, This ain't for me.
I
This
want to know
garbage.
when school districts, New York, are going to have Carnivore Day. Because New York public schools have Mondays are meatless Mondays in all of New York City schools. And Fridays are vegan days. So
We actually
if you
have-
are a carnivore child in a New York
Yeah.
public school, you are screwed on Mondays and Fridays.
Dang it.
I think that they need to have meat days.
we-
Mandatory meat days.
We actually had mandatory meat day Mondays. So
we
we're
did.
like the opposite.
So Mama Cat said, question, I
Hey,
found
Mama
pork
Cat.
rinds at Sam's. The ingredients are pork skin and salt. Do you think it's safe to consume they are cooked
Yeah.
in pork fat? Yes.
Yes.
Yep,
That's usually the
absolutely.
indicator, because if they're using another oil other
It would be
than
on the
it's-
ingredients.
You got it.
Cindy said, I bought a bag of pork rind pellets, put some in the oven today, $3.75 for 5 minutes. They're so good. Thanks for the recommendation.
I'm so glad
What's
that you
great
like them.
is, listen, even if you know of places that you can buy pork rinds that are cooked in a good, healthy oil, and maybe they even have good seasoning. By the way, the Redmond seasoning's top notch when it comes to, you don't even need another, you can make a lot. We're going to actually do some different ones, but there is nothing better than a fresh pork rind. When you go,
Hot.
you go buy a bag of pork rinds
Lord
from
help me.
Costco or even get good pork rinds, and we like porking good. I don't like the fact that they're putting sugar in some of their pork rinds now, but that's besides the point. There's a big difference between opening a bag of good pork rinds and taking some that just came out of the oven.
Hot.
Or just came out of the oil. It's like
whole nother level.
it's like going to a Mexican restaurant, opening a bag of corn chips that you bought in the local grocery store and going to a Mexican restaurant and getting the ones that are sitting on the basket.
Oh,
right?
So different.
It's a different experience.
And you get to freshly apply whatever seasoning you want. You want to change your life? Close your ears, Joe. Don't listen to this. Parmesan dusted on those pork rinds. Magnificent.
Jamie said, here we go, confirmation. Jamie, I love Jamie. As a tax person, yes, those are write-offs for your business.
Hello.
And Chris said, yes.
I'm buying a Liger.
If you are reviewing stuff for a YouTube channel or for a business, then you probably could argue for writing gadgets off.
Definitely would lean towards, like, make sure that there is a professional and not this guy over here.
Jamie is a
you.
professional.
Jamie's a professional. We listen to Jamie. We don't listen to this joker.
So could we go buy a multi-million-dollar yacht and then vlog from it and write it off?
I am buying a Liger.
What is a Liger?
I don't know. A lion and a tiger make a baby, and I'm writing it off, and I'm gonna keep it in my bed.
Oh
and
my gosh, how are we
it's
so
gonna be
far
a
behind on comments?
pet.
Chris said from Dr. Brett Scher, a cardiologist, want a healthier heart? Eat a steak.
Hello. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, Matt, I love the phrase talk. Look how far behind we are.
You're so behind, Joe.
I am. I wonder why.
don't
Mama
know.
Bear said it's fun watching Joe and Rachel when they get fired up.
That was probably about Dr. Poopy Pants.
Dawn said, I ate 2 whole shrimp cocktail clamshells from Walmart.
Ooh.
I was so hungry when shopping today, I shared a few with my son. I resisted the chocolate shake my son and daughter had. Hey,
that is awesome.
Hey, there may or may not have been times where Rachel and I were shopping in Walmart or Publix or Costco, and she grabs a ring of shrimp. In fact, you did it the last time we went camping.
I did it in the car.
And she ate the entire ring of shrimp cocktail before we got back to the house.
Regrets.
It's all protein, too.
No regrets. We may have eaten the ocean when we were on that boat in the lake because there was a lot of shrimp. A lot of shrimp was consumed. An undisclosed amount of cocktail
the Bear
shrimp.
children, I offered them money to eat live crawfish because they were finding
It's not
crawfish.
Right. This is why we can't take your tax advice from
I offered money to eat, if you eat a live, I think did I offer $5?
Thankfully.
And I was told by Miriam, my children, if you offer them screen time on a video game, they'd probably do it, but not money. And all I can remember is when I paid Anthony it only cost me $1 to get him to eat a live fish, goldfish or minnow out of a very dirty lake, but he did it.
Anthony will do a lot for $1.
He will.
Which really scared me as a mom, okay? That's not like, ooh, wow, like, let's leverage that. So, Joe, this is, since you've brought it up, we're going to do it now, okay? We went on a camping trip. And Joe jokingly said there was all of these minnows in this little lake. And he goes, hey, guys, if you guys will eat like one of those live minnows, I'll give you $1.
Oh, Anthony, yes.
Okay. So Caleb was like, no, thank you. John Paul was like, no. And Anthony was like, sure. What Joe failed to realize was Anthony thought he was getting paid by the fish. So once he had amassed a $25 credit because he was eating that many live fish, then Joe was like, oh no, I may have created a monster.
Jamie said, if you put that bribe on YouTube, you could write it off. Like, I could write off paying them to eat the fish.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Anthony just came home from youth group and can confirm. Do you remember eating the live minnows for money?
Yes, I do. $1.
$1. What our precious son will do for $1.
Katie said, I took my husband to the doctor on Monday, and his doctor noticed my weight loss, and he asked me what I was doing, so I got to educate a doctor.
That is
I also
awesome.
recommend your videos and Dr. Barry's. And that's what Dr. Barry says. Listen, we are in the minority. How are doctors going to find out? They're going to find out when you walk in and you lovingly tell them what you're doing.
Well, and here's the thing. Your boots on the ground. We do
How do they argue with it?
We do not have the advertising dollars of big food and big pharma. We do not run a national organization. So it is going to be one person at a time, maintaining success, sticking to it. Your consistency is changing the world. I cannot overstate it. You're changing the world just by being consistent in your eating and getting well and staying well.
So Lolo said, fortunately, I enjoyed my ribeye. I had tonight so much more than the fast food that I ordered the other day. That's what I need to keep in mind. Also, the next time I feel so stressed.
That is really true. You know, we can change the way we treat ourselves. My mom was talking with me about how things have changed. She used to be very cheap with herself. Like we come from a very frugal family, right? And she was like, you know what? Sometimes I really enjoy a ribeye, and if I want to treat myself, in the past, it was like a cheap bag of candy. Now I treat myself by going to Costco and getting the salmon, or I go and buy a ribeye for myself. Can I eat hamburger, ground beef, and feel satiated on that? Yes, I can. But sometimes when you treat yourself to really nice shrimp or salmon or a nice cut of meat, you feel treated. And it's okay to treat ourselves that way.
It's funny. So I had to go get a belt.
Debbie has never eaten a pork rind. What is going on?
Wow.
Maybe that's the reason why I have so much hair. And Debbie has no hair.
Today I had to go down and get a part for the mower because Anthony had broken a belt. And
I'm not giving up pork
I
rinds.
had stopped at a store for trucks because John Paul is looking for running boards, and I was talking to the guy there, and we were talking about keto and that kind of stuff. And one of the things, he did keto, and he's like, I'd lost 100 pounds on it. He was an ex-firefighter, and he's like, but my labs were great when I was on keto, and then my doctor complained about my total cholesterol, or my LDL, but every other lab was perfect, and so I ended up going off of keto, and he's like, now I feel like garbage. He's like, so I'm thinking about going back.
I hope he will. But it's hard. And the thing is that when, you have to go through that whole process of getting carbs out of your life. I mean, one of the reasons, I want to say that it's we're just so great and awesome as human beings that we have not gone off keto. The reason why we haven't gone off keto is because it was flipping hard to go keto in the first place. Right. And so I know that we will have to traverse that same mountain again should we go off of keto. So I don't want to go through that process.
Debbie said, I just found I like beef sticks, so you never know. Okay.
Oh,
okay, so here you go. Oh, I just lost it now. Okay.
You just lost it.
Well, we were back.
You lost it back at what's it or whatever you said.
Back to the gold.
Vitamix.
Vitamix.
Yes.
If I can find Shauna's thing.
Which she's gonna buy, because it's awesome.
So Shauna said,
Yes.
here you go. You can buy vinyl files for Vitamix and then put it on.
Have you seen any craft project I've ever done in my life?
Yeah, but you don't.
I know Shauna.
Yeah, but
I know
you
that
can,
much.
Like, you can literally go on eBay and buy pre-cut.
I
just
have
sticks
to
on
apply
stickers.
the sticker though. Have you seen what
We're just giving options.
what our Fisher Price Little People play sets and those Matchbox car, like the Hot Wheels play sets, what's like, all you gotta do is put the sticker on
Why
it.
did you have to put the sticker? Why couldn't they just put the
Put
sticker
the
on
sticker
for
on.
you?
I can't get the sticker on right.
All of the kids' Matchbox toy sets that we just didn't do the sticker. No stickers for you.
No stickers for you. Because I couldn't get it on right.
So yeah, there is that option. Now, Christy
Pat's here. Hi,
said
Pat.
a 3500 white gold label Vitamix. I remodeled my kitchen. I use my blender every day, so the color is super
Yes.
important. Now, if the color is important, I just like to present all options. I mean, and because that's what I want somebody to do for us. So if you're looking for the cheapest
Roland.
possible way, color doesn't matter.
Why don't you just get a Sharpie?
If color is important, now look for okay, I really want this color, but I don't need the upper level. Know this about Vitamixes, they're all the same motor. They're all the same motor. It's just all the extra things that you can do to it. So
I say I'm eating hamburgers.
my
for
mom's
couple
using
weeks
a
and I'm
Vitamix
getting
that's
my
over
gold one.
25 years old. I mean,
getting my
they
gold
will
one.
last you forever. And again,
Jackie's is purple.
there's most of the time color doesn't matter. Buying a truck, color mattered. And I knew I want this option, and this option. And then I was like, and I told Rachel, listen, if I find the perfect truck at the perfect price and it has every single option and more at my price range, but it's only available in white, fine, I'll take white.
Can you do me a favor?
What?
I'm going to ask a favor from you. Because my birthday's coming up. And I want to ask this favor.
No.
Click off the thing.
Okay.
Stand up.
Why?
Just stand up for a minute. Just stand up right.
I don't like showing myself.
Just stand up. Stand up a little higher so they can see what color shorts you're wearing. He's not matching, Christy. Do not take color advice from this man, okay? Get the gold one. Color matters. Color matters.
Are you done? Okay.
Thank you for that.
You're the one who chose a black
Sarah's
car.
Vitamix is red.
Are you done?
I am.
Okay. Becky said most of my kitchen gadgets are the shade of black or gray, if I have them. We're also the people that every single
am
one of our
drinking a
pots is a
good
different color.
Idea. It is. It is because
We buy what's on sale.
y'all have seen my kitchen. My kitchen is
Does not match. It is not Miriam Bear's
We're
kitchen.
just tickled that the doors are still duct taped on. That's what it is. That's where we're at. That's where we're at in our keto kitchen journey. Is like, I'm so glad the cabinets are still on. And there are some times that before a video, we have had to repair a kitchen door because it was like adjacent. Like it was falling off right before we did the video. And it was like one more screw in there.
Jamie said I like buying weird colors for my appliances for cheap. Yellow, orange, some random cartoon. Bring it on. That is me. That is me. It's which one is the cheapest. I don't care if they don't match. Tracy said, so sad I won't make it to Ketopalooza this year. I'm having cervical fusion surgery the week before.
Oh
I
my
hope Autumn has it in
gracious.
2024.
Yes.
So I can go then. Yeah.
Tracy,
we're going to make sure Autumn has it.
I am going to tell her that, like, fine, don't have it, but Tracy's having fusion surgery and she's missing it this year. And if you don't have it next year, she's going to be really disappointed. Like, I'm passing on that message.
Not too late. We have a discount code down below.
Come on down.
Go to Ketopalooza. Terry said, I wish I could attend a meetup. I feel all alone eating this way. YouTube is my only source of encouragement. As anybody else I know eats this way.
Well, Terry,
as
I
nobody
am
else.
really glad that we get to hang out this way. Like, I will take what I can get. I wish that you were coming to Ketopalooza. I want to see your beautiful face in person, but I will take this. I'm telling you, tonight being with you guys again is such a source of joy for us. Like, I will take whatever community we can get.
Yeah. Exposing Darkness, who is organizing the September meetup in September? Well,
Sarah
there's
Joy.
two of them. There's one in Florida, Sarah
Indiana?
Joy, and one in Indiana.
Florida.
You have that one is like probably like Jackie and Sabrina, a whole bunch of people. Go to lowcarbevents.com.
Ooh, Jackie says that Autumn has less than 50 tickets left.
Yes.
Buy soon if you want to go. That's exciting.
We're gonna get through all these before we get off.
Okay.
Because we haven't done a live stream in 2 weeks.
Hi, Paula.
Paula said, question, eating carnivore to reverse type 2 diabetes, A1C now at 5.3, that is awesome, but I'm not losing weight. Asked for fasting insulin, normal range is 2.5 to 37.6, my result was 90.2. Doc has no suggestions.
I have a thought here. Your question is, you're eating keto to reverse type 2 diabetes. There's the answer. Do not worry about the weight. The weight
we're worried
will
about this.
come off.
We're worried about the insulin, which you should be worried about the
Yes.
insulin. Okay, so the weight will come off. You're healing. That's first of all, okay? Keto is not a weight loss diet. It is a weight optimization diet. If you view keto and carnivore and the proper human diet as this is the proper human diet, let your body heal and your body will adjust to the weight it's supposed to be.
Right.
Now, with your insulin, again, we are not doctors, nurses, or health professionals. If you're looking to get your insulin down, here's a few tips that are going to help you to get it down. From everything that I have learned as being a certified master health coach, as well as talking to people like Dr. Barry, as well as stuff we've researched on our own. Number one, you need to eat as close to zero carb as possible. I would keep your diet. You can have some veggies. It's not the veggies are not our problem. Eating a salad with dinner, regardless of what some people want to tell you, did not get you fat. Unless, of course, you were putting a half a cup of ranch dressing on top of it.
That is possible for
okay?
me.
But if you're having some broccoli and some cauliflower and some asparagus and some Brussels sprouts, yes, Steve, Brussels sprouts are awesome vegetables. If you're having that with your dinner, that is not hurting you.
Right.
Okay? Though if you want to take off those carbs and that fiber, go ahead, be my guest. Don't count the fiber that's in your Brussels sprouts, because Brussels sprouts are awesome vegetables. Beside the point. You need to eat as close to zero carb, or I would say at minimum under 10 carbs.
Total.
Even if you stretch it, 20. Average somewhere around 10 total carbs a day. That's where you want to be. You want to avoid all the keto treats.
And also the Noid.
You want to avoid things like low carb wraps and so on. You want to eat mostly meat with a little bit of veggies. That's what you want to do. If you occasionally need to have a keto treat, like a keto brick or something like that, stick to ones that have good quality ingredients, not from places that you're finding in Costco, like coconut clusters. Like, go to, make something with keto chow. Use keto bread. Something that is good quality ingredients, and you always know the companies because they made it for themselves and ended up putting it out to the public. But it should be a very rare occurrence. You need to eat no more than 2, maybe 3 times a day, with zero snacking in between meals. And when I say zero snacking, not a nut. Not even a nut. One nut.
Not even a Rachel.
Okay? Also, if you're having things like sugar-free drinks like Diet Cokes, I'm guilty of that, only with a meal. So here's the thing. Every time you put something in your mouth, your body has an insulin reaction. Every time. If you eat one peanut, your body will have an insulin reaction. Newsflash, our body has an insulin reaction when we brush our teeth. Unless you're just using baking soda. But if you're using any kind of Crest or anything like that,
or even my Redmond,
your body
will
have an insulin reaction. Pretty much all of them are sweetened with xylitol, which is not zero on the glycemic index. So is it a big one? No, but it is still an insulin reaction. Your body cannot lose weight in the presence of insulin. Insulin is a growth hormone. It is a fat storing hormone. Therefore, if you are putting food in your mouth 25 times a day, even if it's straight up meat and carnivore and eggs and pieces of bacon, every time you do that, your body can't lose weight. So I would eat probably no more than 2 meals a day, maybe do a 24 to 48 hour fast once a week, and just stretch that out the longer you can. Now, do not do fasting every day. I don't believe in OMAD. I think especially for a woman, OMAD is not a good thing. There's lots of things from doctors, even like Dr. Barry and Dr. Jamin Seaman talk about how it could really affect your hormones. Eat when you're hungry, eat till you're full, but do not snack in between. Those are the things that are going to help you lower your overall fasting insulin.
Good night, Cindy.
Hopefully I answered that question. Jamie said this diet is effective. We recommend the opposite.
Right. That's a great plan, right?
FNP Philbrook said the AHA wouldn't even exist without Procter & Gamble. Read in the Big Fat Surprise literally made them an official association.
Isn't that crazy?
Let's see. Sabrina said I could put... Okay, she's talking about the meetup. Patty, how do you store the pork pellets? Well, if you... They just come in a zip... Not even a zip tie. What is that called? A twisty tie bag.
Yeah, you can put it in a
And they've got a
Ziploc.
shelf life for a year.
Yeah.
If you have a vacuum sealer, vacuum seal them, they last longer. So put them in Ziploc. We divided it up into Ziploc bags and did some vacuum sealing of things like that. Brought some out to Chris and Miriam. Give them away. You paid like pennies for them.
Yeah.
Dawn said, I discovered that I can't have pork rinds. I get awful stomach problems and acid reflux. Some people get that from eating too much pork fat. Rachel has that when she eats too much
When
pork.
I eat like a pork butt, then I love it.
Tracy
It doesn't love
said,
me.
my hubby is having trouble with weight, and I'm just keep hoping as he sees me getting better,
Yes.
he will come around.
That is the best thing. It is be the lighthouse, not the foghorn.
Jennifer, do you put nutritional yeast in your PSMF bread? No. I mean, it's good for flavor if you want that cheesy. Flavor. But no, I don't. We have experimented with it. It's not bad, but I don't really notice it that much. I'd have to put so much in there that it's just not worth it to me. Serena said, does anybody try the pork chips in the microwave? Chris did.
Chris does.
They're okay. The best way is frying them. The second best way is an air fryer.
The frying them in a fat they're just so like.
But it's not always
greasy
convenient.
and
It's just not always
buttery.
convenient.
So good though.
Let's see. Dawn said, my son and daughter are sugar addicted, so are our children, don't worry. I'm praying that they choose keto for themselves. 29 and 35 years old, hard to persuade.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's one of those things that, like, you just have to live it in front of them and feel good in your body and, like, them to consistently see you have success. Because if you say, like, I want you to do this, you're doing this, especially for this age, like, we have 20-somethings, there's no way that they're going to double down. They're adults and they get to make their own decisions. And it's almost like, I think if we just try to force it on them at this age, when you have like adult children, it becomes like even if it is a good suggestion, they cannot go with that suggestion because they need to exert their adulthood, is what I find.
Chrissy, have you asked Dr. Sasquatch to be an affiliate? My hubby and I watch girlfriend reviews on YouTube, and they're always doing...
We'll have to do that.
We haven't.
I love that.
I've actually
picture of
been
you,
like
Christy.
cutting out some of
It looks
our
so
affiliate
gorgeous.
stuff. I really like... We actually discovered it when we went to Omaha in Walmart.
Yeah.
I'd never seen a commercial.
You walked by it and
I
like
was like,
smelled it. And you're like,
oh, this smells like awesome. Christine, question. In the U.S., you count diabetes with 2 digits, like 40, 50. In Canada, we are 4.0, 5.1. What would be the equivalent?
I'd have to Google it.
So, generally, in the United States, if your A1C is over 5.7, your A1C is over 5.7, you are pre-diabetic. I think it's over 6.5. You hear different numbers from different doctors. Over 6.5 you would make you a diabetic.
Hi, Heather.
Cactus counting calories is too much time. Yeah, I would agree. Jamie said get an epilator. Your leg hair will get less and less.
I've had one of those before. Doesn't it just like does it pull it out?
Yeah.
How fast does it pull it out? So I've got a lot of real estate to cover.
Matt said a calorie is only a measurement of how much heat it takes to raise the temperature of 1 milliliter of water by 1 degree Celsius. It's just, okay. Jesse said, I must have missed my question. Performance gains is pins, needles, and itching normal with it. Scared me enough to take a Benadryl because I thought It is one of the ingredients. Now you will get that. Some people will get that.
Some people are
'cause it
going to
is
be
a
more sensitive to it
pre-workout.
than others.
It's not an allergic reaction. It is one of the ingredients, and it's got very little. You'll also get that. You get that with a lot of energy drinks. I forget what the ingredient is off the top of my head right now, and I don't have the tub with me. You could try doing half. But anytime you have a pre-workout, many times you will get that. It's just your body is like getting rid of that energy and stuff. Rachel like used to get it from Bang, like Bang drinks, really bad.
Bang had all kinds of side effects.
But it goes away very quickly with performance gains because he has very, very little in there. Miles wants to know how old are you? I am 52. I will be 53 in December.
And I'm about
21.
to be 47.
Rachel's birthday is
September 3rd.
in 7 days.
That reminds
8
me,
days.
looking at my watch that's not there, you need to
I know.
reset
8
my
days.
watch.
Rachel's birthday is in 8 days.
8
along
days!
with Miriam and
Lynette.
Lynette and there's somebody else.
Half of the country is all born on the September 3rd.
Speaking of which, before we get off, I want to make
We
sure.
know what our parents were
Just
doing
remind
on
you
Christmas.
guys, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. You've hit the bell button.
Niacin?
To be notified. No, it's not niacin. To be notified when we upload new videos. For 2 reasons. Number 1, we have an awesome video coming out next Wednesday. Absolutely awesome. I'm not going to tell you what's in it. But you are not going to want to miss that video when it comes out, especially when it comes out live. You're definitely not going to want to miss that video. Second, we keep doing giveaways, and the winners do not have notifications turned on, and therefore that winner is not knowing that they won.
So it's going to Patreons.
And so, yes, for example, Jujubee won the Keto Crate the other day and has still not responded to us. So if I don't hear from her by Saturday morning,
Jujubee!
then I am going to give it away to
We
somebody
actually said
else.
it right. I'm taking the thing out because we said it right.
You said it right.
We said it right. This is my thing for when we
Hopefully
say
it
things
was
wrong.
Jujubee, but yes, I believe that's who it was. But yeah, so make sure you have notifications turned on. If you don't have them turned on and you win one of our giveaways, you won't know.
Jujubee says the notifications don't always work either. So send us your information. She says she didn't get a notification.
Oh, I know it's there.
So send us an email
Okay, so here's the thing.
to
The
Joe
notifications.
at 2crazyketos.com.
The notification, I should make a video on this. It's not just be notified on your phone. You want it to email you.
Oh.
You can go into Google and say, every time somebody responds to my comment on YouTube, I want you to email me.
Okay.
And then you know.
Well, now you know.
Now you
and
know.
knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe! The greatest American
Jay said I don't have to shave my
hero.
legs anymore either, but
G.I.
that's because
Joe
I
is
lost hair
there.
everywhere in the last few
G.I.
years.
Joe!
You need to go to bed.
I do.
John said I went to the doctor to get a B12 shot, and the nurse was shocked at how good my blood pressure was. And I eat
Tons of salt.
Many people who have high blood pressure don't eat enough salt.
I
Read the book, The Salt Fix.
also need to take you to go drop your car off. So we have that
we need to
errand
get off.
before bed.
Yeah.
Because,
Well, it's your car.
Because my oil change is 3,000 miles overdue.
No,
And they
yours
have
is fine.
Never
It's
been able
the
to
Hyundai.
fit us in.
It's the Hyundai.
It's the car I'm driving tomorrow?
The Hyundai is 3,000 miles past the oil change. I have such a gripe with Hyundai. I love the car. It's a Hyundai Elantra Limited hybrid. I love the car. However, it came with 2 years of free service.
But you can't schedule it.
Only that I said I need an oil change.
Sorry.
I told them 2 months ago. First available is August 15th. I'm like, I'm out of town. Okay, we'll schedule it when you get back.
Tough crap.
I tried to schedule it. Hey, our first available is October 10th. I'm like, by October 10th, I'm going to be 10,000 miles past the oil change, and then when something happens, you're going to say you didn't get an oil change.
Yeah.
It's like stupid. But no, your car is going in for an oil change tomorrow, and you are driving the one
That's all crapped out.
that's all crapped out. But you
Y'all pray for me.
But you get 55 miles to a gallon.
Frankie's asking how much coffee. Surprisingly, I've only had 2 cups of coffee today. That is wild, right?
Okay.
Very odd.
We're getting off. We will be back live on Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for Keto Beyond the Couch.
We love you guys.
Bye, guys.